The Heart of Andi Wagner. This is a story of love, hope, and uncertainty. From a young age, Andi Wagner had a heart full of kindness. It was in her nature to give, to care, and to show compassion in ways that set her apart from everybody else. One Halloween, when she was just a child, her family's candy bowl ran empty for all the trick-or-treaters at the door. So what did she do? Without hesitation, she reached into her own trick-or-treat bag and handed out her sweets to the other children. Such a small gesture, but it really spoke volumes about the person she was going to be one day. Incredible and taking care of others above herself. As she grew older, that sweetness never left her. Andi, with her warm smile and open heart, became someone her family adored and truly cherished. But life is unpredictable, and sometimes even the kindest souls face the toughest battles. By the time she was 24, she found herself in the grip of addiction, a struggle that cast a long shadow over her life. Despite these challenges she faced, Andi's family never wavered in their love and support for her. Her mother, Elane Garcia, remained a constant presence, always ready to bring her daughter, help her find her way home, to bring her back to who she should be, who she could be. They had a plan. Elane was coming to town to celebrate Andi's sister's 21st birthday, and together, they had decided that Andi would move to Texas with her mother. It was a fresh start, a chance for Andi to leave her troubles behind and to embrace a new beginning with her family by her side. Andi was hopeful too. She looked forward to this change, eager to reclaim her life from the clutches of addiction. The future seemed uncertain, but there was hope. Hope that with the love and support of her family, Andi could try to find her way back to herself. But on August 6, 2022, everything changed. That day, Andi briefly returned home, packing a few things before leaving again. She did not tell her sister where she was going, but it wasn't unusual for her to be out of touch for a while. Later that day, she sent a text to her family, a final message that would become the last time they heard from her. She was last seen in Oakland City, about 40 miles away from home. Days passed, and when Andi did not reach out, concern turned into panic. On August 12th, her family reported her missing to the Evansville Police Department. Even the FBI eventually became involved after a tip stated that Andi might have been caught in a horrifying world of blank trafficking. But for Andi's family, the FBI's involvement brought little comfort. There was minimal follow-up, and the media attention seemed to disappear like the fog. With few leads and dwindling support from authorities, Elane took matters into her own hands. She organized searches, reached out to anyone who might help, and refused to let her daughter's case fade into the background. Andi's family today remains determined to find her, to bring her home, and to continue to fight for answers. Andi Wagner is more than just a missing person. She is a daughter, a sister, a young woman whose life is worth fighting for. Her story is one of love. If you have any information regarding Andi's disappearance, please call 812-435-6194. Her case number is 22-15858. Thank you very much. The mysterious disappearance of Nevaeh Kingbird, a vanishing in the night. Nevaeh Kingbird was an artistic and bright young woman, full of dreams that reached far beyond the small town of Bemidji, Minnesota. Just a freshman in high school in the fall of 2021, Nevaeh had big plans for her future, plans that included attending college in Colorado and traveling the globe. Her mother, Terry Wynn, remembers her daughter's excitement for what lay ahead in her life. But beneath that excitement was a girl having a hard time with the weight of her own mental health. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder, Nevaeh had been navigating a particularly dark period after losing two friends who unalived themselves. Despite the challenges she faced, Nevaeh's loved ones describe her as someone who would never simply vanish, leaving her family and friends behind. She would never vanish, they say, never. Teddy was always fiercely protective of her daughter, aware of Nevaeh's beauty and being vulnerable. I just put a lot of time and effort into protecting her, Teddy told NBC News. I just wanted to hide her from the world. She's completely beautiful, and I was afraid for her because of how beautiful she is. But on the night of October 22, 2021, that protective shield shattered, and Nevaeh's world took a terrifying turn. It began with a phone call in the early hours of that fateful night. Teddy noticed something was wrong. Nevaeh was slurring her words, sounding off in a way that sent chills down her mother's spine. Without waiting, Teddy rushed home, only to be met with a scene that no mother should ever have to witness. Her house filled with teenagers, none of whom she invited. Panic gripped Teddy as she tried to make sense of what was happening. She hurried outside to her truck, her hands shaking as she called 911. The police arrived quickly, helping Teddy clear the house of the unwelcome guests. But as the last of the teenagers left, she realized Nevaeh was not among them. She had vanished into the night. The rumors began almost immediately. Partygoers claimed that Nevaeh had left with a cousin, but no one knew where they had gone. The stories grew darker. Whispers that Nevaeh had been at two other parties that night, that she had somehow hit her head jumping out of a window, and then, in a confused state, ran off into the October darkness. Despite the answers, detectives scoured the area. They found Nevaeh's phone abandoned at one of the party locations, a clue that only deepened the mystery. Her family reported her missing later that day, but as time passed, it became increasingly clear that this was not just a case of a runaway teen. Nevaeh had disappeared without a trace, leaving no signs of where she might have gone or who she might have been with. The police department launched a large-scale search, covering over 500 acres of dense woodland, wetlands, and open fields. They deployed drones, canine units, and search teams, all combing the area for any sign of the missing girl. But despite their efforts, she remained missing. As the days turned into weeks, the fear and uncertainty grew. How could a young girl vanish so completely? Nevaeh was last seen wearing jeans, a white t-shirt or tank top, and either a black zip-up hooded sweatshirt or a red sweatshirt with a Chicago Bulls logo. Her disappearance left her family and the community reeling and in shock. Nevaeh Kingbird is a Native American female, about 5 foot 4 inches tall and weighing 120 pounds. She has brown eyes, long dark colored hair with highlights, and a distinctive scar near her left eyebrow. She's a young woman with a bright future that now it appears it may have been cut short. The search for Nevaeh continues, but the trail goes colder every day. Please, if you have any information that could help bring Nevaeh home, please contact her local police department at 218-333-9111 9111. Please, again, 218-333-9191. Nevaeh's family needs your help to solve the mystery of her disappearance of their beloved daughter and to bring her back home where she belongs. Thank you.